Hey everyone, it's Wendy at the Weekend Quilter here with a quick sew and tell of my Free Spirit Fabrics Quilt Coat Story Challenge. Today I am not just going to be showing you one, but two quilt coats here. So one for myself and one for my dog called Truffle. So the human version, I used Greenline Studios Tamarack jacket with the hood, and then for Truffle's version, I used a quick sew pattern for dog clothing. For the exterior of the jacket, I used Free Spirit Fabrics Tula Pink's upcoming fabric collection called Tiny Dots and Tiny Stripes. And then for the interior, I used a floral print from her previous, or one of her previous collections called True Colors. Big pockets are a huge plus for me, especially when I am going out for walks or taking Truffle for to the park. So I bring a lot of things with me when we do go out together. So it'd be like poop bags, treats, water bottle for her, and of course the phone keys and wallet. So I did make a slight modification to the original pattern's pockets. So I did bump up the size of it to fit all those things I just mentioned above, but I also did make them a lot deeper as well, just so that if I do have to pick Truffle up, or of course her business, my things aren't sliding out of the pocket. One of the biggest challenges when it did come to creating the human jacket was the lining. So with the lining, I wanted to feel as comfortable as possible when I'm wearing the jacket. So I didn't want to use binding or the serger to cover up the raw edges of the interior of the jacket. So this is how it looks like on the inside. So to solve this problem, I actually created essentially two jackets here. So how this works, I'm going to dive deep into it now. So for the exterior of the jacket, I actually basted 2 layers together instead of 3. So I basted the exterior or the quilt top to the batting. So it's these 2 layers, quilted it all up together, and then cut out the pattern pieces, sew them all up to create one jacket. With the lining, similar thing, cut out all the pattern pieces, sewed them up together to create a second jacket there. Then what I did with the lining jacket is flipped it wrong side out and then slipped it inside of the jacket exterior right side out. So essentially the wrong side of the lining is touching the batting. Then what I did was lined up the raw edges of the 2 jackets together, pinned it, and then edge sewed it so that when it comes to binding the raw edges of the jacket, the 2 jackets aren't moving around. So it just makes it easier there. And then for the binding, what I did was use bias binding and machine bind it as if I would normally do for a regular quilt. The next challenge that I had with this particular project was Truffle's outfit. So Truffle is a corgi, so she has the length of a medium-sized dog, but then her legs are short like a small dog. So finding clothing off the rack or using a regular sized dog jacket pattern might not necessarily always work all the time, so we just had to make a slight modification to her outfit this time around. So what I did was take the medium-sized dog quilt coat jacket pattern, used that length there, and then merged it with the small size version, just so that it wraps perfectly around her body. A lot of the time, if we buy things off the rack or use a regular size quilt coat dog pattern, things might end up looking like a crop top, or it fits her perfectly around the length, but then around her body, it's just her outfit's just dragging along the floor, which is the last thing I want living in New York City, because the grounds here are so disgusting. But yeah, so that's the slight challenge and modification to Truffle's outfit. I also added this additional strap around here so that it just fits nicely around her neck, and it is velcroed on and off at the neck area and the belly, just so that it's quick and easy to put it on and take it off her. What I loved about this challenge is obviously the opportunity to create matching outfits together. So we look really cute when we go out, but also the opportunity to try out Quilt Smart's quarter circle interfacing. So it was nice to try out a different way in curve sewing or curve sewing blocks. So what I did was each of these quarter circles here are actually appliqued onto a 4-patch block. So that was really fun to try a different way in sewing those blocks together. So if you want more information on how to sew those blocks or more information about the Quilt Smart product, you can head to my blog, the-weekendquilter.com, on a tutorial on how to sew these blocks. And yeah, this is basically it. This is my sew and tell of the Free Spirit Fabrics Quilt Coat Story Challenge. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get to be part of it as well. Thank you.